Okay, so um yeah, I ended up getting Resident Evil. Resident Evil 2, not Resident Evil 7. It's a remake from the 98 version of Resident Evil. I didn't know. I thought like Resident Evil like start over from the very beginning. All right, so basically like we made like like probably like 6 or 7 Resident Evils, right? And then like, oh, okay, so let's start like a new series. So we're gonna make a Resident Evil 1 and then 2, and that's gonna be the 2019 like Resident Evil. But it's not. It's actually a remake of the 98. But anyways, yeah, it was quite an experience on the Resident Evil 2. Like I was scared, and then like stressed out. Like actually like I'm so stressed out. Like, all right, so I play like in the middle of the night. All right, so it's actually like 6 in the morning right now. So I'm so stressed out. So I got some McDonald's over here. So I got like 2 hash browns, 2 hash browns, and then a big breakfast with 3 pancakes in it. Yeah, so like I'm scared and stressed. I'm gonna talk about it later, so I'm gonna like cut the video over here, and let me just finish this big breakfast, and then this big breakfast over here, and then yeah, we'll talk about the Resident Evil thing in a bit. All right, so yeah, we ended up getting Resident Evil, and then yeah, it was scary, not because like the zombies look scary. What makes it scary to me is that the lack of ammunition. Like, it's not like you have to count your ammunition, but it's more into like no matter what, like you're not gonna have enough ammunition because there's unlimited zombies. Not like unlimited, but like they go through the windows. And then what makes it scary is that your movement speed. You can sprint and you can walk and sprint, but the sprint is like, it's like double the speed of walking, and then you walk really, really slow. It's like when you walk in this game, it's like, yeah, it's the same walking speed of like any game, but but the sprint, it's not even a jog. It's more like you walk. It's like the speed is like walking plus another walking speed, half of the walking speed. So you're still kind of like walking. So you can't just like blast through the zombies and just like out sprint them. Like I don't really think it's made for. I mean, you can kind of like dodge, just like go around the zombies, but if you're like in a, in the hallway path and it only fits like, when it's only like, the same the width of the hallway is the same width of a car, or probably less. I mean, like, they're gonna catch you no matter what. So yeah, so there's two things that, that's one of the, there's two things right now that makes it scary. It's the lack of ammunition, and then the walking speed. The sound kind of like gives it away that there's danger nearby. Another thing that makes it scary is that well, kind of like how like not like how the zombies move, but when you're aiming at their head, they kind of like like limp. So it's like small movements of the head, like they kind of like goes down and then like it goes up a little bit. Like it's not like random movement, but like how they walk, like how they walk like affects the movement of their head. And what I mean, that their heads like move like not that much, but it's enough to make you miss your shots. So that's another thing that's different from like the games that we usually play versus like a zombie game. Because in a zombie game, their heads like move like a little bit, and then that little bit, makes you like miss your shots. Like, like I would not even say like 70%. Like, it's probably like it's like a 70% when you really try to like wait till like they stand still and then you shoot. And then like if you rush it, I mean, like when I rush it, but I'm not sure, like maybe people are just like super high, actually like 100% all the time. But for me, it's like if I rush it, it's probably like, like, damn, like 20%, like that's like really bad, like 30%. Yeah, that's the accuracy that I have if I rush it. But like if you really try to aim, and then like they're kind of like I mean, like when you use the pistol in that game too, is like I think you kill them when they're like right in front of you too. Like when you shoot them and then if it hits, it kind of like stops them from moving, but they're right in front of you. But if they're really far, then not like really far, like like how most games are, like probably like how most games are is just like you gotta like shoot them from like like 10 rooms ahead, or like 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 a like Call of Duty distances, But this one is just like nearly everything that you have to go through is just like like inside the bedroom, like distance, like probably like when you go through the hallway is just right around the corner kind of distance, and Yeah, I like that. I like the part of the game when you have to like when you like walk when you walk to a place, and then you find that oh, you need like like a cutter to cut the chain and stuff to unlock the door, or like, oh, you need to find a password and stuff like that. You need to find a certain key. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff, and that's what I like about that game. It's like it's kind of fun, like unlocking stuff. It's not like a puzzle, like you really have. It's more into like what would a person actually do if they're like inside a building, like not like trapped, but they're trying to escape, and then they need to get like certain stuff to get out. It's gonna look like a puzzle, but it feels like it's not, because it looks like you're just like, oh, this is what actually what a person do if they're trying to get out of a building, like yeah. But it's not to the point that it's too realistic, and like multiple items can be used to unlock. I mean, like, I was thinking of stuff like, oh, okay, so there's a lock over there, then you need a combination, but I have like a pistol, right? Might as well shoot the lock, just to like break it open, or just like might as well just smash the drawer into pieces because it's made out of wood anyways, and then you have a crowbar, things like that. It's not that too realistic, but it's fun. It's really it's a whole different feel too when I look at the place, because it looks like the Resident Evil 2, like the place looks, it's not abandoned, but like it feels really dark, but not too dark that it's like you can't see anything, but it's what I meant by it feels dark is just like you feel like, I'm not sure about for everybody that plays this game, but it feels like you're really, really alone, like in Metal Gear, like you're like you always have someone on your radio, and more than one person, and then and for Assassin's Creed, you're in a populated area, and then for Tomb Raider, it's a survival game, but it's not like a survival game where we play like Long Dark and stuff, or Green Hell, like you try to gather food and stuff, but it's more into like it feels like an obstacle course, but it's not made to look like feel like an obstacle course, but it's kind of like a puzzle or something for a Tomb Raider. But the thing is like in Tomb Raider you don't feel like alone like in Resident Evil, because in Tomb Raider, like you're like the like like everybody over there is alive, right, in Resident Evil, and then like everybody's dead, everybody's a zombie, and then like you're in a few survivors and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, the usual play style that we're doing for the past video games doesn't work, because for the zombies, like multiple shots to the head doesn't bring them down. You kind of have to do multiple shots to the head, but not, they don't go down when you shoot them in the face. But when you shoot them in the face, they still go down because it does like damage, right? But it's more into like aiming at their brain, because like you have to make their brain explode. That's how you put them down. But like there's so much a pistol can do. It's not really made to make the head like explode and stuff. It's more into like you gotta shoot them and like probably like in the brain, but not in the same area, because like it's probably like three shots of the brain in three different angles and stuff. That's how you make their brain explode. But yeah, the knife doesn't do much. Like I cut them in like you cut them in like you cut them pretty fast, but they don't go down. I mean, like you cut them in like 20 times and then they're still pretty healthy, I guess like you gotta change the angle of the knife. Is just like you gotta aim it high, I guess. But yeah, so I'm thinking about like restarting the game, or maybe just continue the game. If I continue the game without restarting it, just like we're gonna lack a lot of items. Actually, we should just like continue the game just as it is, because like I think it just makes it more interesting if we don't restart the very beginning, because like it kind of like not make the game difficult, because I think it's just like I think a game like that is not meant to like know what's going to happen next. It's more into like, all right, because since you don't know what's going to happen next, you're bound to make mistakes, and they will get you, and then you will use ammunition, and then you will use your potions, so you will use your herbs, you will use your every healing stuff, and yeah. But like if we got to the point that we can't actually like go further, because like we did too much mistakes in the game, that to the point that we don't have ammunition to walk through this hallway, and then we're just gonna get bit all the time, and then I think that's the point that we're ready to restart the game, or like just like start in a different save. And what's interesting about the game, what's good about the game too, is that like it's gonna feel like it's confusing, not confusing to the point, because like you need to figure out what items unlock what. But like because some are obvious and some are not obvious, because like to me it's just like, all right, so I see like a chain door, right? The chain door, you know, I thought like, well, the first thing that came to my mind is a cutter, and yeah, I was right. You got to use a cutter to open a chain, and then like, but no, that's a bad example, but like, that's a bad example, but it's, let's say like it's not part of the game, but let's say like there's a car there, right? And then you need to open a trunk. Instead, when you open a trunk, you need to find the car key, right? The first thing that goes to my mind is a car key, and the second thing is a crowbar. And I was thinking, there's like, when I see something that needs to be unlocked, there's multiple things that can be used to unlock it. So hopefully when we play the game later, it's gonna be like, okay, so because it's not gonna say like you need to find this in order to unlock it. It's more into like, well, it's really obvious right now, like what unlocks what. Now let's just hope that there's nothing like, like a little bit difficult to like figure out like what unlocks what. Because like, yeah, but I was worried like, because remember a time when we were playing Divinity, that, because in Divinity, like, that will happen, like, there's different ways that unlocks things, and there's different results for almost everything you do, but you're still going to the main way to finish the game. But like, yeah, that's what I was worried about. I thought like it's gonna turn into like Divinity, where you need to find, let's say like you need to open a locker, right? And then officer A, the name of the locker is Officer A, and but you found a locker key that says Officer B and C, and then like Officer B and C, his locker is probably like in the locker room in the opposite side, and then you need to unlock it with so and so and stuff. Hopefully it's not gonna turn out like that. But like, but it feels like that right now, this from where we are, because like it's just like there's a lot of things that needs to be unlocked, and then a lot of things that needs to be remembered and where they are. Actually, yeah, alright, I'll try to continue the game from where we are, but I'm more tempting to restart the game from the beginning, because we're not that far. We're not that far anyways. It's like the first 2 hours of the game. but like if anything, I kind of want to have like a outside notes of where everything is ours, because I need to write down things that needs to be unlocking where they are in the map. That's the only problem that I'm having right now, is because like I forgot where everything is where everything is at. So because it's a really big place, and yeah. Another thing that I was thinking about, like, should I worried about like discarding items, because like you're gonna like end up like picking up a lot of stuff, and then when you're full, you need to discard something. Actually, I should just just like instead of like discard, just leave it right there and pick it up later. Alright, so yeah, we should start doing like, if it's something that's not like a main item to unlock stuff, then just leave it there if you're almost full. And then like if it's like something that can be used for something else, then pick it up. So I guess that's what we're gonna start doing that, and see what kind of like gameplay that happens. What kind of gameplay that that's gonna turn out. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna end the video right here, and then we're gonna make more videos of what happened next, and what we're gonna do after the what happened, what we're gonna do about it. But right now, like, yeah, Resident Evil 2 is a good choice for the next game that we're gonna stream and record. And yeah, it's the same thing, like you need to like pick up stuff and then like shoot your it's really new. Actually, it's not the same thing. And yeah. Alright, I'll see you on the next video. Alright, bye.